Okay, my name is Jerome Stevens, and I started with Rebuilding Together, formerly Christmas in April. It started back in 1973 in Midland, Texas. True story. Bobby Trimble went to church that morning, taught the Sunday school class, came from the book of James, which talks about being destitute, and he actually taught the lesson, went home and took a meal, sat down to get a break, and then the Lord came to him and said, quote unquote, "You've done nothing." He went back the next Sunday, taught the same class, and that day, Rebuilding Together, Christmas in April was reborn and started, and the rest is history. Christmas in April became a national organization in 1988, went nationwide, and 2006 we did a brand new renovation and branding. Our name changed to Rebuilding Together with Christmas in April. 2006 we dropped the name Christmas in April from Rebuilding Together, and we became Rebuilding Together. Rebuilding Together became part of Warner Robins in 1996. We launched our first Rebuild Day in 1997 with 15 homes. It rained all day, but it didn't stop the enthusiasm of the people here in Warner Robins from launching the plan. And from that day to this one, we've done 1,012 homes. We just recently did our 1,000th home back in July of 2015 at Mrs. Stevens' house on 213 Carolina. And on average, we do about 45 houses a year. On National Rebuild Day, which is the last day in April, we do an average of about 15 to 18 homes on that day. Throughout Warner Robins, we've done real great contributors. They come from all walks of life. We get volunteers from all over, Robins Air Force Base, the community of Warner Robins, out the county, and sometimes the homeowners get involved, and their relatives help out. And in fact, volunteers come from everywhere. We're just thankful that we are part of the Warner Robins community and that we do. The good part about our program, when we do a home, be it elderly, veteran, or elderly person or handicapped, is done free of charge. When we leave their home, there's no bills attached. It's all done free. Rebuilding Together means to me a great organization where I get to minister, and that's why I look at Rebuilding Together as a ministry. You get to know the homeowner, you add vitality to their life, you add life to them, and sometimes we build relationships that's ongoing. I get to know whether they go to church, I get to know whether they don't go to church, and it gives me an opportunity to express how I feel about the Lord's work in their home. It means a lot to me. And that's why I still do it after almost 19 years. I'm still doing it, and I just enjoy doing it. You're helping somebody. It goes back to Bobby Trimble and how he got started, and I get a chance to see Bobby every year at the National Conference anyway. So it's just a blessing to know that it's a ministry to me, and that I love doing what I do.